tidy and organised. Everything having a place and being in order. But for some reason, you never keep it that way. Then you get annoyed with things being disorganised, but you don't know where to start to put it right. And then you do nothing, and then you get more frustrated with yourself because you've not done anything about it. If the answer to that is yes, then you're a lazy perfectionist, my friend. And today, we're going to do something about it. Hey everyone, I'm Caitlin and welcome back to Twig. At Twig, we discuss all things personal development with videos to help you achieve more success but with less stress. So if that sounds like something you need some help with, then please subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell to find out when my new videos go live. I am a long-term sufferer of lazy perfectionism. I hold my hands up. I want to live in a Marie Kondo style house where everything has a place, everything sparks joy, every drawer and cupboard that you open is very aesthetically pleasing and tidy. But because my house has evolved to become the surface level tidy place that it is, as in it usually looks tidy on the surface, but as soon as you open a cupboard everything falls out, I get too overwhelmed to know where to start, and then I do nothing and get frustrated, and then I carry on shoving things in cupboards when I know that guests are coming over, and the cycle continues. One of my 2022 goals is to organise my life and set systems that will help day-to-day life run smoothly so that I can focus on building my dream life rather than stressing out that I can't find one of my shoes 2 minutes before I'm about to leave the house. If you want to learn more about goals, click on this video where I discuss setting and actually achieving your goals. I don't want to be a stressy, chaotic person. I want to be cool, calm and collected. I want to be that girl, okay? Doesn't everyone? To address this issue of lazy perfectionism and achieve my organisation goal for 2022, I have devised a plan. And the plan is called the 14-Day Lazy Perfectionist Challenge. In this video, I'm going to talk you through what the challenge is so you can join me in tackling this never-ending cycle of frustration and mess. We're putting an end to it today, guys, so let's get started. Day 0. So I'm calling this Day 0 because you can do it right now. And the first step of the 14-day challenge is to address your mindset. And I know that in a couple of my other videos, the first step has been to address your mindset, but that's because it's so important. To create real change in your life, you have to address the way that you think about life. Otherwise, things are just going to stay the same. I know that I am not a disorganised person. Someone walking into my house and opening a drawer might think that I am. I know that I'm not. I'm just making daily choices that make me appear to be a disorganised person. I've got into bad habits. I'm prioritising present Caitlin over future Caitlin. And I think this is a problem that we all have to some extent. For example, something I did literally yesterday. Came home from a muddy dog walk, and rather than cleaning my shoes there and then as I got into the house, I just left them outside. Oh, future Caitlin can deal with that. No, future Caitlin can't. Future Caitlin is now, and she's saying, Caitlin, yesterday you should have sorted those boots out, and I didn't. Or another example is when you get in the shower and you get undressed and you leave your clothes on the floor and you think, oh, I'll deal with that when I get out of the shower. And then you get out of the shower and you're like, don't really want to do that now. I'll do it in the morning. And then you get up in the morning, you're already in a rush because you're trying to rush around, start the day, and you've still got your clothes on the floor from last night. If you looked after your future self from day to day, life would be a lot less stressful. And I know it's not that easy. I know that it takes time to build new habits, but we'll talk a bit more about that later. What I'm saying is, try and develop a growth mindset. And if you don't know what that means, here's a video that I did a couple of weeks ago about fixed and growth mindsets and how you can learn to channel a growth mindset. But understand that being disorganised is not a character trait. It's not part of your personality. You are not a disorganised person. Disorganisation, like many other things, is a choice. It's lots of little choices over a long period of time. So choose to be organised right from the start of this challenge. Prioritise your future self. So now we've addressed our mindset, we can get into the challenge. Day 1, identify the issues. From day 1, we need to assess the damage that your past self has done. We need to do a house walk, or a flat walk, or a room walk, just a walk of the area that you're responsible for. Get your notes app up on your phone, or get a physical notepad and pen, and write down all of the issues that you can see that need to be sorted. If you're in a house, go from room to room and categorise it in a list. Make sure you include all of the little jobs that haven't been addressed. For example, our wardrobe collapsed recently. When I say recently, I mean probably over 2 weeks ago now. And we've literally been choosing outfits off the floor because we haven't sorted it yet. So guess what's going on my list? At the end of this house walk, if you're anything like me, you'll have an extremely long list. and it might seem overwhelming, but just know that you can do it. It is achievable. You've got 2 weeks to work through it, and I'm going to tell you now how to plan it so that it gets done. Day 2, schedule the work. It's no good just having a list and then forgetting about it. Day 2 is all about planning and organising when the work is going to get done. We need to split the work up into manageable chunks and fit it in around other commitments. If you live in a really big house and it's impossible that you're going to be able to get it all done in 14 days without dropping other commitments, then just extend the limit, but keep it reasonable. Keep yourself accountable with a realistic deadline, otherwise it could just drag on forever. Here's a couple of steps for breaking up the work. Step 1, break it up into rooms or areas. Do you need to do any prep work first? Don't forget about that, because that takes time. For example, do you need to purchase a new rail before you fix your wardrobe? If so, include this in your scheduling. Step 2, give each task a time estimate next to it for how long you think it's going to take you to do it. Step 3, decide when you're going to do each block of work and schedule it into your calendar or diary around your other commitments to keep yourself accountable. This is why putting a time estimate next to each of your jobs is useful. So if you've got a time estimate, you can see when things are going to fit into your calendar. So for example, if you've got 15 minutes one day in between calls and you've got a task on your list to do a full wardrobe clear out, you're not going to put that in 15 minutes. You're probably going to put organise the messy drawer in the kitchen. Surely everyone has one of those. What I'm saying is make sure that the tasks that you're scheduling into your calendar are realistically going to get done in that time. Sometimes things run over, that's fine. You got to be a little bit flexible, but don't set yourself up to fail from the start. As I explained in Tuesday's video, my favourite way to plan my time is through time blocking, and if you want to find out more about that, then just click the link up here. But however you plan your time, make time for organising your space. This might mean waking up an hour earlier before work, or it might mean scheduling an hour in after you've had your dinner at night. But if you're serious about living in a clean, tidy space, you need to take it seriously and you need to schedule it in, otherwise it will never get done. So once the scheduling is done, we're at the next step in the Lazy Perfectionist Challenge. So this is day 3 to 10. Do the work. Over the space of the next week, begin your decluttering and organisation. Tackle it block by block, room by room, or even cupboard by cupboard. Make piles of things to throw away, piles of things to keep, piles of things to donate or sell, and piles of things that don't have a home yet. I find that clutter begins to collect in my house when I've brought things home, I've bought things, or someone's given me something and I haven't found a home for it. So it'll sit on top of the microwave, or it'll sit on top of the drawers, and it's just out on the side. There's no room for it, there's no space. If you can make sure that everything in your house has a home, that will go a long way to solving your clutter issue, if you've got one. So during day 3 to day 10, we're just following the schedule that we've set for ourselves. We've done all the planning. All we need to do now is follow the plan. Day 11 to 12, deal with the fallout. And what I mean by fallout is that pile of things that will have built up after your massive decluttering spree. If you need to put things on eBay, put things on eBay. If you need to take a trip to the clothing bank, take a trip to the clothing bank. If you haven't found a home for some things yet, find a home for them. Just don't leave bags of things piled up, because then you've just moved the issue from one space to another. You need to follow through at the end. Get rid of the fallout. Day 13 to 14, devise maintenance systems. So once you've completed day 12, you should have a completely organised and decluttered, calm environment to live in. And you know what? It's going to last about 10 minutes if you don't do this final step. We need to address the issue that caused the clutter in the first place. And the root of the issue is there were no systems in place to help you keep your space clean and tidy. So even now, with your perfectly tidy home, after you've just spent all that time sorting it out, you are still in a very real danger of falling back to how it was before and all of that work being a waste. The way to address this, as I alluded to at the start of the video, is to build new habits. To replace your old habits of prioritising your present self with the new habit of prioritising your future self. We need to stop delaying discomfort and procrastinating, because we deserve to live in a calm, clean, organised environment. One of the books on my reading list this year is Atomic Habits by James Clear. I haven't read it yet, so I can't recommend it, but I've heard that it's a fantastic book for addressing our old bad habits and replacing them with new constructive ones. Another important thing to note is that the people that you live with need to be on board with this. So you need to explain to them how things have changed and what the new systems are. Or if they won't come on board, then you need to come up with compromises. For example, I have a system for odd socks. So I know this is a small thing, but this is one thing I do have organised. After the washing comes out of the washing machine and it's been dried and everything has been ironed and put away, I leave the socks till the end. I then go through that pile of socks and pair up everything I can, but inevitably there is always a couple of socks that don't have a pair. And I hate odd socks, I hate it. It's another thing that just makes me feel like I've not started the day right. I need a pair, they can't be odd. I put the socks that don't have a pair in a separate box that goes in a different place. And then the next time we do a wash, I do it again, and I'll go through the odd sock box at the end and see if there's any pairs with the new lot of odd socks. Over time, it gets to the point where we don't have as many odd socks and we've both got pairs. However, Alex refuses to do this. He knows about the system. He won't do it. His solution to the issue is to just throw all of the unpaired socks in my sock drawer, which drives my inner perfectionist crazy. So we ended up coming to a compromise because I realised that it might not necessarily be fair for me to force a system on Alex. It doesn't bother him whether he's got paired socks or not, so why should he have to follow my crazy system? But we needed a compromise so that we were both happy. So the compromise was he would continue to do the washing, but he would put everything else away and leave the socks in the wash basket. And then I can come and pair up all the socks and do my system, and then we're both happy. If your partner or your children or whoever you live with will not get on board with your systems, make a compromise system that will satisfy both of you. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be joining this challenge with me. I am so excited to get my house sorted out. It's long overdue. In 2 weeks' time, I'm going to upload an update video to show you the progress from before and after. So please subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell to find out when that video is uploaded. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that it gave you some motivation to tackle the lazy perfectionist within you. If it did, please tap the thumbs up to let me know. Tuesday's video next week is going to be on managing a crazy workload and making sure you get everything ticked off that to-do list. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on Tuesday.